Hi there, Massimo here from the BluRoot team. And today I'm here to show you three key reports that we've seen over the years with working with hundreds of clients that will help you just keep a pulse on your business. So what I'm going to show you today is how to build those reports and also why they're important. So the three reports I'm going to show you today are a forecasting view report, a task by status report, and a prospects by source report. To break these down, we kind of put them into three sections. The prospects by source is kind of a marketing report. Where is all my business coming from and how much business is coming from that source? The task by status is basically showing how active am I or my users in the system, keeping an eye on if they're tracking or if they're creating tasks and closing tasks, basically following up or calling potential or existing business. And then the last one is forecasting. So this kind of just shows you what is coming down the pipeline in terms of revenue per month. So it allows you to kind of sum up all the other reports into actual real numbers of what your business could make. So let's go into each of them. Prospects by sources first. So you can see it's a very simple report, and you can put much more data in it, but essentially I'm grouping by source, then first name, last name of the lead, and then created time. So to break this down even further, I'll go ahead and hit edit. And you can see here that on the left-hand side, and you can kind of follow our more detailed how to build a report video, but today I just wanted to show you a high level of these reports. First name, last name, lead source, and created time. But if you want, you can add more fields in. So anything you add to the right will actually show in your Excel file. So think of it like building an Excel file on the right-hand side. You can then group by source, which I would recommend so that you could start seeing, okay, I got 10 from this source or 12 from that source, right? And then the last part is filters. So in this example, I put lead source is not empty. So basically, I only want to show people that have a lead source, but you may want to leave that blank because you may want to see, oh, I have 30 leads that don't have a lead source. I need to clean that up. It's completely up to you. And the last filter I do is created time. So this is just a handy filter in the back end to filter the data on a relative basis. So if we move into next year, I'm not going to see last year's data. The one key thing I will mention here is we actually built this in the contact module. Because we usually recommend for most of our clients not to use leads, and you can watch our video on that. If you do really want to build it in the lead module, you can, and it's the exact same process. So this is the first report, and I'd say 95% of our clients use something like this to track where business is coming from. So now let's move into the next one, task by status. So this task by status is similar, and essentially what this is doing is it's more operation and sales, less marketing focused. So now the lead or the contact is in the system, and you want to see how many people or how often your staff is following up with this lead or contact. So you can see here, I've grouped it by task owner and by status. So I want to see, okay, Tom in this demo account has done 11 tasks. 6 of them are completed, 5 of them are not started. And so this gives you a pulse on what they're doing. Now, there's some ways you can amp this up that some of our users do. So again, if I hit edit, this time you're going to create the report, again, a summary report. You're going to create it in the task module. And one of the things that people do to amp this up is you can put the due date in as well. So you might take created time out, or you might have it in as well. And this will allow you to see if things are overdue, which is an interesting little twist on this report. We then group it by the owner and the status, which is what you saw in the report. And then we typically put a filter, just like a time filter if you want. So you'd put like tasks, created time is, I don't know, current month, for example, or last month. So now if I run this, you'll see this should shrink. There were 6 tasks last month. And now whenever this is run or pulled, it will auto show you just last month. But you can always click this filter and change that, right? So this is another handy report that a lot of our clients use to keep a pulse on if users inside the business are actually actively doing things. The last report is a forecasting view. Now, this is a matrix report. And again, I'm going to go kind of quickly on how this is built because we have a more detailed video on it. However, you can see here that now these are all my stages of an opportunity. So intake, onboard, feedback, close won, close lost. And then along the top here, I have months. And then the sum is of the dollar amount. So you can see we have closed $2,200. $1,200 of it was in June. $1,000 of it was in July, right? So in order to build these, I'll actually hit edit. You're going to choose a matrix report. You're then going to do So what I did here is I did subtotal by stage. So a lot of our clients like to know how much they have in each stage in each month, because now you can look and be like, holy cow, we have $1 million in the quoted stage in July. Why hasn't that moved forward? So that's why this report is really important for a lot of our users. So you subtotal by stage, and then you actually subtotal the columns by closing date. And I typically put month and year. You could just put calendar year, so it would say like fiscal year X, fiscal year Y, or you could put the full date. But you'll see when I do the full date, this report gets a little out of hand and it's harder to read. So what I typically do is month and year. It groups everything into that month, makes it a bit easier to read. Once you're done all of these reports, as I said, these are 3 key reports you could do very easily. I'd encourage you to schedule them. So you can actually hit scheduled reports, new report scheduler, choose the report you just created, right? One of them. And then you can actually set a date and time that it's sent out, and you can tell it to repeat daily or weekly or monthly or yearly, and then send it to yourself or other colleagues on your team. So with these 3 reports, they give you the highest level pulse on your business. And I think by using these, you can get very far with Zoho CRM. Thanks for watching.